Glenn, what do people need to focus on right now?
Well, for the election tonight, he's got to be the opposite of Donald Trump. He just needs to be calm, cool, collected, very presidential in his attack. Outside of that, people need to prepare for anything that could happen. The world doesn't make sense right now, and Israel being attacked today, I think, is only going to get worse.
Yeah, Allie, there's so many different things going on around the world right now. What is it that you would say to everybody watching and listening right now?
I would say stay focused. Remember that the policies that each candidate represents will have a real effect on your life. It's easy to not only get overwhelmed, but as you're overwhelmed, get demoralized and feel like nothing matters. Feel like your voice doesn't really count because maybe it's pre-orchestrated anyway. But look, we've only got so few responsibilities and rights and privileges left. We don't know how long these things are going to last. So at the very least, see voting as stewardship of your citizenship, as faithfulness, even as obedience, as being grateful for the opportunity that we have, and get all of your friends to do the same. They want you to feel like you don't have power. Don't give in to that.
Matthew, you're editor-in-chief of Blaze Media. You go through and decide different stories all the time. What is it that you are looking at right now?
Well, I think to what Glenn said, we know it's going to get crazier. We know that things are going to, volatility will increase. So, if you're sitting there at home, stay calm. You know that there's going to be crazy stories and lies and rumors and all kinds of things happening. It's already been an insane news cycle. It's only going to get crazier, but you know that already. So you can stay calm and focus on eyes on the prize. I mean, you need to get people to go out there and vote. The country isn't lost. Nothing's over. And so you stay calm and you move forward. And I think, there's a great chance that Donald Trump wins. You shouldn't be demoralized. On the other hand, if people don't go out and vote and stay focused, he won't.
Allie, you had one of the tweets that really resonated with me, probably more than anything. You said that you would vote for Donald Trump based on his promise of mass deportations alone, right? We're talking about illegal immigration.
100%.
It's such an issue right now. How do we deal with it? Well, Donald Trump has a plan.
Yeah, you know what? Back in 2016, I was squeamish when Donald Trump was talking about the wall. I have been absolutely changed on this subject. As I was writing my book, it's called Toxic Empathy, and it basically explains how progressives exploit Christian compassion to get especially women into believing that the progressive side of an issue is the most compassionate one. The chapter that I was most passionate about writing, that made me the angriest, was the immigration chapter, telling the stories of Kate Steinle over again. The last words that she uttered, "Help me, Daddy," before she died in his arms because an illegal alien took her life. Molly Tibbetts, same thing. Laken Riley, these are avoidable crimes. These are lives that should still be here. And it's a deliberate policy choice. And we have an opportunity now to change who's in charge.
And you know who's going to make the difference? It's moms.
Yeah.
I just can't get my arms around the propaganda and the behavioral science that has gone through to make moms say, well, I hate Donald Trump more than I hate the drag queen story hour in my school. I hate that more than gender mutilation or bodily mutilation of our kids. I hate that more than the crime that's just outside of my neighborhood and maybe in my neighborhood. All of these things that are happening, they have hired since Barack Obama huge swaths of the best behavioral scientists to get women to feel that way.
Yeah, I think it's toxic empathy. And that's why I wrote the book, because they hoist up a victim, whether it's the woman who needs an abortion or the mom of three who's fleeing Colombian gang violence. And through toxic empathy, they blind you to both reality and morality. So the only person in that moral equation you think is the victim that's hoisted up by the media. And through this emotional manipulation, they make you feel like you're a good person. by voting for the Democrats because they stand for the least of these. And within that is misplaced mothering. A lot of these women, the so-called childless cat ladies, not my words, but there's a misplaced nurturing there, and they think that they are taking care of these marginalized communities by voting with social justice policies.
If you know anything about Woodrow Wilson, he was replacing the church with the state. He hated religion. He hated Christians, even though he, anyway, he's the guy who really kind of devised all of this to replace the empathy that we all need with just surrendering that to the state, and the state will do it, and the state will tell you when to feel, when not to feel.